Hi guys, I'm back. Today it's the 24th of February 2021. Today I'm going to read Job 36 to 40, Proverbs 24, and Psalm 57. Let's get started. Elihu continued, "Put up with me a little longer. I'll show you I can speak up for God even more. I'll get my knowledge from far away. I'll announce that the God who made me is fair. You can be sure that my words are true. And the one who has perfect knowledge is talking to you. God is mighty, but he doesn't hate people. He's mighty, and he knows exactly what he's going to do. He doesn't keep alive those who are evil. Instead, he gives suffering people their rights. He watches over those who do what is right. He puts them on thrones as if they were kings. He honors them forever, but some people are held by chains. Their pain ties them up like ropes. And God tells them what they've done. He tells them they've become proud and sinned against him. He makes them listen when he corrects them. He commands them to turn away from the evil things they've done. If they obey him and serve him, they'll enjoy a long and happy life. Things will go well with them. But if they don't listen to him, they'll be killed by swords. They'll die because they didn't want to know anything about him. Those whose hearts are ungodly are always angry. Even when God puts them in chains, they don't cry out for help. They die while they're still young. They die among the male prostitutes at the temples. But God saves suffering people while they suffer. He speaks to them while they are hurting. Job, he wants to take you out of the jaws of trouble. He wants to bring you to a wide and safe place. He'd like to seat you at a table that is loaded with the best food. But now you are loaded down with the punishment sinners will receive. You have been judged fairly. Be careful that no one tempts you with riches. Don't take money from people who want special favors, no matter how much it is. Can your wealth keep you out of trouble? Can all your mighty efforts keep you going? Don't you wish for the night to come so you can drag people away from their homes? Be careful not to do what is evil. You seem to like evil better than suffering. God is honored because he is so powerful. There is no teacher equal to him. Who has told him what he can do? Who has said to him, "You have done what is wrong"? Remember to thank him for what he's done. People have praised him with their songs. Every human being has seen his work. People can see him from far away. How great God is! We will never completely understand him. We will never find out how long he has lived. He makes mist rise from the water, then it falls as rain into the clouds. The clouds pour down their moisture. Rain showers fall on people everywhere. Who can understand how God spreads out the clouds? Who can explain how he thunders from his home in heaven? See how he scatters his lightning around him. He lights up the deepest parts of the ocean. The rain he sends makes things grow for the nations. He provides them with plenty of food. He holds lightning bolts in his hands. He commands them to strike their mouths. His thunder announces that a storm is coming. Even the cow let us know it's approaching. And when I hear the thunder, my heart pounds. It beats faster inside me. Listen to the roar of his voice. Listen to the thunder that comes from him. He sends his lightning across the sky. He reaches from one end of the earth to the other. Next comes the sound of his roaring thunder. He thunders with his majestic voice. When his voice fills the air, he doesn't hold anything back. God's voice thunders in wonderful ways. We will never understand the great things he does. He says to the snow, "Fall on the earth." He tells the rain, "Pour down your mighty waters." He stops everyone from working. He wants them to see his work. The animals go inside. They remain in their dens. A storm comes out of its storm in the heavens. The cold comes from the driving winds. The breath of God produces ice. The shallow water freezes over. He loads the clouds with moisture. He loads his lightning. He scatters his lightning through them. He directs the clouds to circle above the surface of the whole earth. Then they do everything he commands them to do. He tells the clouds to punish people, or he brings them to water his earth and show his love. Job, listen to me. Stop and think about the wonderful things God does. Do you know how he controls the clouds? Do you understand how he makes his lightning flash? Do you know how the clouds stay up in the sky? Do you understand the wonders of the God who has perfect knowledge? Even your clothes are too hot for you, and the land lies quiet under the surface. Can you help God spread out the skies? They are as hard as a mirror that's made out of bronze. Job, tell us what we should say to God. We can't prepare our case because our minds are dark. Should he be told that I want to speak? Would anyone ask to be destroyed by him? No one can look at the sun. It's too bright after the wind has swept the skies clean. Out of the north, God comes in his shining glory. He comes in all his wonderful majesty. He can't reach up to the mighty one. He is lifted high because of his power. Everything he does is fair and right, so he doesn't crush people. That's why they have respect for him. He cares about all those who are wise. The Lord spoke to Job out of a storm. He said, "Well, who do you think you are to disagree with my plans? You do not know what you are talking about. Get ready to stand up for yourself. I will ask you some questions. Then I want you to answer me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you know. Who measured it? I am sure you know. Who measured the measuring line across it? Where was it? What was it built on? Who laid its most important stone? When it happened, the morning stars sang together, and the angels shouted with joy. Who created the ocean? Who caused it to be born? I put the clouds over it as if it were their clothes. It were its clothes. I wrapped it in thick darkness. I set limits for it. I put its doors and metal bars in place. I said, you can come this far, but you can't come any farther. Here's where your proud waves have to stop. Job, have you ever commanded the morning to come? Have you ever shown the sun where to rise? The daylight takes the earth by its edges as if it were a blanket, then it shakes simple people out of it. The earth takes shape like clay, stand with an official smile. Its features stand out like the different parts of your clothes. Sinners would rather have darkness than light. Then, when the light comes, their power is broken. Have you traveled to the springs at the bottom of the ocean? Have you walked in its deepest path? Have the gates of death been shown to you? Have you seen the gates of the deepest darkness? Do you understand how big the earth is? Tell me, if you know all these things, where does light come from? And where does darkness live? Can you take them to their places? Do you know the path to their houses? I am sure you know. After all, you are already born. You have lived so many years. Have you entered the places where the snow is kept? Have you seen the storms for the hail? I store up snow and hail for times of trouble. I keep them for days of war and battle. Where does lightning come from? Where do the east winds live that blow across the earth? Who tells the rain where it should fall? Who makes paths for the thunderstorms? They bring water to places where no one lives. They water deserts that do not have anyone in them. They satisfy the needs of dry and empty lands. They make grass start growing there. Does the rain have a father? Who is the father of the drops of dew? Does the ice have a mother? Who is the mother of the frost from the heavens? The water becomes as hard as stone. The surface of the ocean freezes over. Can you tie up the cords of the Pleiades? Can you untie the belt that Orion wears? Can you bring out all the stars in their season? Can you lead out the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper? Do you know the laws that govern the heavens? Can you rule over the earth the way I do? Can you give orders to the clouds? Can you make them pour rain down on you? Do you send the lightning bolts on their way? Do they report to you, here we are? Who gives the ibis wisdom? Who gives the rooster understanding? Who is wise enough to count the clouds? Who can tip over the water jars of the heavens? I tip them over when the ground becomes hard. I do it when the dirt sticks together. Do you hunt for food for a mother lions? Do you satisfy the hunger of their cubs? Some of them lie low in their dens, others lie waiting in the bushes. And so, who provides food for ravens when their babies cry out to me? They wander around because they do not have anything to eat. Job, do you know when the mountain goats have their babies? Do you watch when female deer give birth? Do you count the months until the animals have their babies? Do you know the time when they give birth? They bend their back legs and have their babies. Then their labor pains stop. Their little ones grow strong and healthy in the wild. They leave and do not come home again. Who let the wild donkeys go free? Who untied their ropes? I gave them the dry and empty land as their home. I gave them salt flats to live in. They laugh at all the noise in town. They do not hear the shouts of the donkey drivers. They wander over the hills to look for grass. They search for anything green to eat. Joel, will wild oxen agree to serve you? Will they stay by your feed box at night? Can you keep them in straight rows with harnesses? Will they plough the valleys behind you? Will you depend on them for their great strength? Will you let them do your heavy work? Can you trust them to haul in your grain? Will they bring it to your threshing floor? The wings of ostriches flap with joy, but they can't compare with the wings and feathers of storks. Ostriches lay their eggs on the ground. They let them get warm in the sand. They do not know that someday might step on them. And a wild animal might walk all over them. Drag ostriches are mean to their little ones. They treat them as if they did not belong to them. They do not care that their work was useless. I did not provide ostriches with wisdom. I did not give them good sense. But when they spread their feathers to run, they laughed at a horse and its rider. Job, do you give horses their strength? Do you put flowing manes on their necks? Do you make them jump like horses? Locusts? They terrify others with their proud snorting. They paw the ground wildly, and they are filled with joy. They charge at their enemies. They laugh at few. They are not afraid of anything. They do not run away from swords. Many arrows rattle at their sides. Flashing spears and javelins are there. They are so excited that they race over the ground. They can't stand still when trumpets are blown. When they hear the trumpets, they snort. Aha! They catch the smells of battle far away. They hear the shouts of commanders and the battle cries. Job, are you wise enough to teach hawks where to fly? And they spread their wings and fly toward the south. Do you command eagles to fly so high? They build their nests as high as they can. They live on cliffs and stay there at night. High up on the rocks, they think they are safe. From there, they look for food. They can see it from far away. Their little ones like to eat blood. The eagles gather where they see dead bodies. The Lord continued, I am the mighty one. Will the man who argues with me correct me? Let him who brings charges against me answer me. Job replied to the Lord, I am not worthy. How can I reply to you? I'm putting my hand over my mouth. I'll stop talking. I spoke once, but I really don't have any answer. I spoke twice, but I won't say anything else. Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. He said, get ready to stand up for yourself. I'll ask you some more questions. Then I want you to answer me. Would you dare to claim that I am not being fair? Would you judge me in order to make yourself seem right? Is your arm as powerful as mine is? Can your voice thunder as mine does? Then put on glory and beauty as if they were your flesh. Those who put on honor and majesty. Let loose your great anger. Look at those who are proud and bring them low. Look at proud people and make them humble. Crush evil people right where they are. Bury their bodies together in the dust. Cover their faces in the grave. Then I myself will admit to you that your own right hand can save. Look at Behemoth. It is a huge animal. I made both of you. It eats grass like an ox. Look at the strength it has in its hips. And what power it has in the muscles of its stomach. Its tail sways back and forth like a cedar tree. The tendons of its thighs are close together. Its bones are like tubes made out of iron. Its legs are like rods made out of iron. It ranks among my works. I purge it with my sword. The hills produce food for it. All the other wild animals play near it. It lies near locust plants. It hides in tall grass in the swamps. The locust plants hide in their shade. Poplar trees near streams surround it. It is not afraid when the river roars. It is secure and even when the Jordan River rushes against its mouth. Can anyone capture it by its eyes? Can anyone trap it and poke a hole through its nose? Proverbs 24. Do you not want what evil people have? They long to be wicked. In their hearts they plan to hurt others. With their lips they talk about making trouble. I wish my house is built. Through understanding is made secure. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with priceless and beautiful things. Wise people have success by means of great power. Those who have knowledge gather strength. If you go tall, you surely need guidance. If you want to win, you need many good advice. Wisdom is too high for foolish people. They shouldn't speak when people meet at the sea gate to conduct business. Anyone who thinks that simple things to do will be known as the one who plans evil. Foolish plans are simple. People hate those who make fun of us. If you grow weak when trouble comes, your strength is very small. Save those who are being led away to death. Hold back those who are about to be killed. They don't say, but we didn't know anything about this. Doesn't the God who knows what you are thinking see it? Doesn't the God who guards your life know it? He'll pay back everyone for what they've done. Eat honey, my son, because it is good. Honey from a honeycomb has a sweet taste. I want you to know that wisdom is good. And wisdom is like honey for you. If you find it, there's hope for you tomorrow. So your hope will not be cut off. Don't hide and wait like a burglar near a godly person's home. Don't rob their house. Even if godly people fall down 7 times, they always get up. Those who are evil trip and fall when trouble comes. Then be happy when your enemy falls. When trips, don't let your heart be glad. The Lord will see, but he won't be pleased. He might turn his anger away from your enemy. Don't be upset because of evil people. Don't long for what sins have. Tomorrow, evil people won't have any hope. The last of sins will be blown out. My son, have respect for the Lord and the King. Don't deal with officials who disobey them. The Lord and the King will suddenly destroy them. Who knows what trouble those two can bring? How sayings of wise people. Now, taking sides as a court is not good. A curse will fall on those who say the guilty are not guilty. Nations will ask for bad things to happen to them. People will speak against them. And it will go well with those who sentence guilty people. Which blessings will come to them. And on his hands is like a kiss on the lips. Put your outdoor work in order. Get your fields ready. After that, build your house. Don't be a witness against your neighbor for no reason. When you use your lips to tell lies, don't say, I'll do to them what they have done to me. I'll get even with them for what they did. I went past the field of someone who didn't want to work. I went past the vineyard of someone who didn't have any sense. Thorns and grown up everywhere. The ground was covered with weeds. The stem would have fallen down. I applied my heart to what I observed. I learned a lesson from what I saw. You might sleep a little or take a little nap. You might even fold your hands and rest. Then you would be poor as if someone had robbed you. You would have little as if someone had stolen from you. Psalm 57. Have mercy on me, God. Have mercy on me. I go to you for safety. I'll find safety in the shadow of your wings. Now there I'll stay until the danger is gone. I cry out to God Most High. I cry out to God, and He shows that I am right. He answers from heaven and saves me. He puts to shame those who chase me. Then He shows His love at that, and that He is faithful. Men who are like lions are all around me. I am forced to lie down among people who are like hungry animals. Their teeth are like spears and arrows. Their tongues are like sharp swords. God, may you be honored above the heavens. Let your glory be over the whole earth. And may my enemies spread a net to catch me by the feet. I was helpless. They dug a pit in my path, but they fell into it themselves. God, my heart feels secure. My heart feels secure. I'll sing and make music too. My spirit, wake up. Harp and lyre, wake up. I want to sing and make music before the sun rises. Lord, I will praise you among the nations, and I will sing about you among the people of the earth. Great is your love. It reaches to the heavens. Your truth reaches to the sky. God, may you be honored above the heavens. Let your glory be over the whole earth. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as you wish to forgive our debtors. There is no need to temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.